faded sign above the door read Everlasting Memories Photography Studio. As the sole heir to my late uncle's estate, I had inherited this old studio with its rich history. The walls were adorned with vintage cameras and aging photographs, capturing moments frozen in time. Little did I know that the past held secrets that would awaken with a vengeance. With a mixture of curiosity and trepidation, I dusted off the antique cameras and prepared to reopen the studio. The first clients were a young couple seeking to capture their love on film. As I snapped their photographs, an eerie sensation gripped me, an inexplicable chill that raised goosebumps on my arms. But I dismissed it as mere nerves. As I developed the photos in the dimly lit darkroom, I noticed something unsettling. In the background of one image, a faint figure stood, a shadowy silhouette that hadn't been there during the shoot. I shook off the unease, blaming it on a camera glitch. But the feeling of being watched lingered. Over the next few days, more clients came in, each leaving with their developed photographs. And in each image, the shadowy figure appeared, growing more distinct, almost as if it were reaching out from the past. Fear gnawed at me as I realized that these weren't mere glitches, they were something more sinister. The final straw came when an elderly woman entered the studio, her eyes filled with a haunting sadness. She handed me an old photograph from her youth and asked me to restore it. As I worked on the photograph, I felt a presence in the room, an almost palpable weight that pressed down on me. As the image began to develop, I gasped. The shadowy figure was no longer a background anomaly. It stood beside the young woman in the photograph, its form twisted and contorted with an otherworldly rage. My heart raced as I realized that this figure was no glitch, it was a malevolent force bound within the photographs. Terrified, I rushed to the door, determined to escape the studio's clutches. But the door slammed shut on its own, the air growing thick with a malevolent energy. The photographs on the walls seemed to come to life, their subjects twisting and turning as if they were trapped in a nightmarish dance. The figure materialized before me, its eyes burning with anger. In a voice that seemed to echo from the depths of the abyss, it spoke of forgotten wrongs, of lives unjustly taken, of pain and suffering that had been buried in the past. It was a vengeful spirit, seeking retribution for the sins of the living. In a desperate bid to appease the spirit, I began to dig into the studio's history. The tales of tragedy and betrayal unfolded. The studio had once been a place of manipulation, where photographs had been used to ruin lives. The malevolent force before me was a culmination of all that pain, trapped within the images for eternity. As I uncovered the truth, the spirit's rage intensified, its form growing more grotesque and terrifying. It sought to drag me into its realm, to make me pay for the sins of my uncle and the dark legacy he had left behind. Desperation fueled my efforts as I realized that the only way to break the curse was to face the spirit head-on. With a courage born of necessity, I confronted the spirit, acknowledging the wrongs that had been committed and vowing to make amends. The studio trembled, the photographs writhing in agony, before a blinding light engulfed the room. When it faded, the spirit was gone, its malevolent presence lifted from the studio. As I stepped out into the sunlight, the weight of the past lifted from my shoulders. The studio's walls were stripped of their haunted memories, and the photographs now captured moments of happiness and light. The spirits seeking vengeance had found their release, and the studio had finally shed its eerie legacy. But as I walked away, I couldn't help but wonder, were the shadows truly gone, Or did they linger in the corners of photographs, waiting for the right moment to return? The Eerie Photography Studio had been cleansed, but its history would forever be intertwined with the chilling echoes of the past.